Hello everybody, this is Grace on a Journey, and you are listening to Grace on a Journey Channelings. Welcome to the newcomer, and to those of you returning, my fellow travelers, welcome back. We are happy to have you. I hope that today has brought you experiences and opportunities for more and more gratitude. I'm thankful that I was called to connect with you today. When we are not connecting, I want you to know that I'm still praying. I'm still praying for all of you. And I am still believing that God is doing something worldwide. And He is raising in us our ability to align with our highest potentials. I just believe. And that's one of the reasons why I can achieve. And I feel God's putting that on my heart because some of you, that is your blockage. You are struggling with believing. You cannot see a brighter day. You are requesting proof, certification, verification. You're not willing to just walk into your promise. But today's message, I am sure, will encourage you. I am sure that God has a word for you. I am sure that He has a plan already in progress, waiting for you to say yes. Today's title, after asking countless of times, should we go with this one? Should we go with that one? Should we go with this one? Because those of you that connect pretty often with God are aware that you receive inspiration after inspiration after inspiration. So which one do I go with, God? That's where we're at with it. And that's why sometimes it's revealed to me right before I connect with you. And it's not that I don't prepare. It's not that I don't meditate. It's not that I don't pray. But God releases what He wants to release when He wants to release it. And in my truth, I may have had 3 or 4 different titles for today's episode because I was being bombarded with information, being sent to encourage you. And so I'm led to share the most recent title that was released to me, and it is Commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. Commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. And those of you that are sitting back, laying down, jogging, whatever you find yourself doing, questioning, what journey? What journey am I about to embark on? I haven't even decided. I still need more clarification. I still need more motivation. I still, and that's why you've been still. Because the truth is, you know the journey. Because the truth is, can we be real with ourselves? The truth is, God already told you. The truth is, He didn't tell you this year. He didn't tell you the year before last year. He didn't tell you anytime recently. You've always known. But you've been reluctant about it because, no, God, that does not align with the plans I've decided for myself. That does not fit in the storyline of what I believe my life should be like. Yes, you know what it is. If you're not willing, confirmation, if you're not willing to be honest with yourself, the good news is I'm willing to be honest with you. You know what it is that you've been pushing back. You know what it is that has been in the back of your mind, and you say, maybe in another life, maybe if I could have had support, maybe if I was younger, maybe if I was older. But you're lining up excuses. Excuses that are causing you to go to the back of the line. What is God calling you to do? What has God called you to do? I'm hearing what He has called you to do is connected to the prayer requests that you have before Him right now. Those of you that believe and those of you that are in illusion that you don't believe. Oh. God is just for weak people. It's just a figment of imagination. But the truth is, when you're making a wish, when you're asking for help, that hope, doesn't matter how minute it is, that hope in your spirit is proof that there is a God. I just had to tell you the truth. Okay, again, I'm going to repeat. It does not matter if you're ready to tell yourself the truth. I'm called to confirm the truth that you are denying in your life. Now, the last time we met in this virtual assembly, quote unquote, I was interrupted towards the ending of the episode where I was hearing a song that I related to a commercial, but I was hesitating in sharing the information before I understood what this tune was associated with in regards to product wise. What product was this tune advertising? Because whenever I receive messages, whether it is from what I am seeing, what I'm hearing, what I'm knowing, I like to be able to know how it connects with the subject at hand. So I remember excusing myself and stating my last words were, "I'll be right back." And when I did the research, it made me laugh. It made me laugh because it was the day before Thanksgiving. And the tune that was playing in my ear with no radio on, but that I was downloading spiritually, was "Do You Believe in Magic?" And I said, I know that's a commercial. That's a commercial. I know I've seen a commercial with that tune. And when I did my research, that commercial was promoting a brand that Americans are very familiar with. I'm hesitating on saying the name of that brand because, quite honestly, they're not paying for advertisement. But it is a brand associated with soup in a can. And I know if you're an American, you have a clue in what I am referring to. But it is a soup that is already made, and all it takes is for you to open up the can and pour it in a pot, add some water, some of you the microwave or whatever. But the song in connection from that commercial was "Do You Believe in Magic?" And I found it humorous because I'm like, here it is, that it's the day before Thanksgiving. And this song that's being brought to my attention is in relation to a soup that is somewhat traditional in our society. And we associate soup with food for the soul. This is one of the reasons why when you have a cold, people refer you to having a cup of soup, right? Usually a cup of chicken soup is what you will hear. And the times when you feel weak or not yourself, you might be referred to a different type of soup, but it's always a go-to, the soup. And what I gathered from that is we were receiving food for the soul. So then I said, well, does not that mean that I need to reconnect with them the next day, and which was Thanksgiving, and to continue this, for it to be a part 2? And I meditated on it. And it was brought to my attention that God always has messages to reveal. And these messages are always attached to the previous messages, whether the title has some type of similarity or not. It always has divine order regardless. So there was not a necessity for me to do a part 2 to that episode in particular. And this is why today's title is Commit the Journey that you are about to embark on to God. Certifying that this moment of togetherness will offer us spiritual nutrition, and that we will all be replenished. Those parts of us that need regeneration will come to pass. Because it is when you are healing from taking steps to heal, drinking the liquids that you need to drink, drinking enough water, eating enough vegetables, eating the fruits that you need, eating the soup that you need. It's all a divine order. And together, it strengthens you. And this is what we're being awakened to. We're being awakened to the fact that we're all taking baby steps. I remember earlier on in my journey, I've shared with you that this process of healing that we're all called, let me repeat, all called to experience, will not be something that happens rapidly. This is why we're all called to experience grace on a journey. We will be taking baby steps, and God will be feeding us with the spoon that our mouth is big enough to handle. And so, although we are in a world that likes things rapidly, you want to receive information rapidly, like the internet, God is on his own schedule. Again, God is a God that is on the schedule of divine order. And so although if you want this to happen right now, or God, it should have happened yesterday, it happens when he said it's going to happen. All right. Part of this journey is you're being able to accept, okay, I'm not in control. That's just a figment of my imagination. Oh yeah, I am really just a co-pilot. Yeah, God is really in control. God's brought it to my attention that a large portion of us have been running away from what he's been calling us to do. And you know what it is. Whatever ministry he's called you to. All right? Whatever lifestyle change he's called you to. whatever country He's called you to, and I'm just releasing what I'm hearing. Some of you have been called to relocate. All right? Some of you have been called to line up with your calling. Some of you have been called to brushing up what no longer serves you. It is time to brush it off, because you need to line up with the lifestyle that God is calling you to. I know you hear the phone. And those of you that have been silencing the phone or putting it on vibrate, I know you see missed call. You see 1 missed call, 2 missed calls, 3 missed calls. God knows. God sees. God is aware that you're ignoring His calls. And this is what is in the way. I know you don't want to hear this right now. But did I tell you I was going to tell you the truth? And so you know I'm going to have to go in that direction right now. That leads you to the truth right now. There's something you've been praying about. There's a deliverance that you are frustrated. Because you feel frustrated about it, because you feel like, God, I've applied patience and patience and patience. What is the problem? I know you hear me. I know you see me. I know you know my needs. I'm hearing. So why won't you pick up the call? Why can't you trust me? Why are you asking for favors from somebody you don't believe in? These are all things that you need to go into meditation with and go inside, because the answers are inside. You need to go inside to discover the root of this issue. Who, what, when, where, how. Did you decide? Did you believe? Did you begin to stop trusting in God? I want you to go in your quiet space. That's the first step. Self, higher self. I want to go inside and experience a journey inwards with the goal of discovering the issue, the root of why I can't trust the one who created me. I can't trust the one who's always had my back. I can't trust The one who knew my name, who knew the plans he had for me. Who knew the purpose he had for me before I was formed in my mother's womb. I want to know. What caused this separation with trust? All right? Because as you discover that, you'll understand the next step. Remember, the goal is to commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. But in order for you to commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God, you have to have a trust relationship with Him. You have to be able to walk while trusting Him. I'm hearing rooted in inner child issues. God have mercy. There are those of you that have experienced traumas. I'm just sharing the word that I'm hearing. As a child. And that was the beginning and the end of trust. Ever since that happened, there is no such thing as 100% trust. You don't know how to anymore. It died during that trauma. It's caused you to experience age regression. Wow. As I was saying, age regression, what came out was age rejection. So it was since that age that you experienced that trauma. You've experienced rejection, and the reason why is because when you went for help, when you told somebody, they didn't stand up for you. Instead, they rejected you. Instead, they blamed you. Instead, they highlighted how it was you that put yourself in that situation. At 7, at 11, at 13, at 15. They blamed you for it. They gossiped about you when you left the room for it. Some of you never opened your mouths. Some of you never told anybody. Some of you self-inflicted rejection. Out of shame, you did not open your mouth. Out of shame, you rejected yourself. Out of shame, you separated yourself from God. You told yourself that you are not worthy of a relationship with God. You told yourself that you are not worthy of God's love. You told yourself that you are not worthy of the goodness of God. You called shame to yourself. You called limitation to yourself. You called low self-esteem to yourself. And still today, those control issues that were developed as a result of the trauma are the same control issues that are affecting your life today, are the same control issues that are in your way, are the same control issues that have you stagnant, that are interfering with you opening up to God and allowing God to nurture you. They are interfering with your ability to trust God. God told you He can maintain everything. But you're in the way. You need to get out of the way. Can you tell your lower self to get out of the way? I said, can you tell your lower self to get out of the way? Do you want deliverance or not? Do you want better days or not? Is hope still in your vocabulary or not? See, you need this clarity before you experience this rejuvenation. Are you open to this clarity? Confirmation. You see, because that defense mechanism that you are allowing to send you in a downward spiral, you need to chase it out of your life. You need to rebuke it. You need to state you are no longer welcome here. God help me see. I'm not here to defend myself anymore. I'm not here to say, but God, but I did, but how about, but I could do this instead. But it's time for you to put that self mechanism down. And I'm hearing it's more than one. That's just one. That's just one defense mechanism. One being excuses. I'm hearing the other one being illusions. We're lying to ourselves. We're seeing things the way we want to see that. And I'm hearing we learned it since that tender age. Since that trauma. We've been holding on to illusions, to fantasies that are still affecting us till this present day. Can you ask yourself how the illusions that are assisting you with self-destruction today, how they are related to that trauma that you experienced as a child? Do you see the parallels yet? You're being called to see the parallels. My God. You say affirmations every day. Some consciously, some subconsciously. You're not even aware, and you're not even aware when you are saying an affirmation. And when I was saying that, I said, you're not even aware. And then I said, you're not even aware that you're saying an affirmation. That first, you're not wearing that slipped out is in reference to that you can say positive affirmations and negative affirmations. Thank you for that clarity, God. I'm hearing. Those of you saying affirmations, I've always been this way. I don't know how to be good. I don't know. I've never been good. I don't know how to line up to that. I can't. That is not me. I cannot make choices that are better. I cannot make good intentions. I cannot. Those are affirmations. Do I have to finish that statement of when they were created into your life? When they were invited in your life? Do I have to finish that statement? Or are you seeing the parallels? Are you seeing the beginning, the journey, and the possibility of greatness yet? This is not an answer you have to give to me. This is what you need to reveal to yourself. I see it now. I know what to do now. Because that is the large part of the battle. There's hope. I'm hearing, if you believe, there's hope. We got a ways to go, but there's hope. There's hope because we are fulfilling the prerequisites now. We are processing what we've been allowing ourselves to put on the back burner when it relates to the step that is prior to committing the journey that I am about to embark on to God. Those prerequisites, we had them on the back burner for long enough. All right? Until we fulfill those prerequisites, we are not eligible to perform the task and complete the lesson in committing the journey that you are about to embark on to God. Without God in it, there's no guarantees. See, that's the thing. If you want to do it your way, it's always 50-50. And it's always half the way. What does she mean? Half the way. I mean, it's temporary. Haven't we awakened to that yet? I said, I mean, it's temporary. See, there is our manifestation, and there is divine manifestation. That manifestation with God's signature. Remember that? Remember, that is the signature that certifies that all we do is win-win. Whatever gets in the way to assist you to get your way. And what is your way? Your highest good. Whenever you feel like, but God, I don't understand. How you allowing? Because I trust in you. I believe in you. You're leading the way. I went this way. I followed you. Why did you allow? Because it works for your highest good. Now, come on. A lot of you have experienced this before, where you've experienced certain crises in your life. You're saying, God, where were you? Where are you? God, I'm serving you. What? What is this? And those of you that have matured in your walk have realized that everything that was planned and used by the enemy to get in the way, to break you down, to kill you, to destroy from you, to steal from you, to abuse you, what is the bigger picture? Is it just me, or was it a blessing in disguise? I just want somebody to be real with themselves right now. Is it just me, or was it a blessing in disguise? Those of you that were let go on a job, for example, and you look for another job. Can I say I've been there, done that? Can I say I've actually experienced that? I took on a job when I first came out of school, because I wanted a job. I went to school, so I want a job. And this job required my degree. After accepting the job, I was in shock when I found out that I've had jobs before that paid me more of a salary without a college degree. I'm like, God, what is this? Why did I go to school? God, this is not what I was visioning when I was studying those late nights. This is not what I was dreaming that I was going to make up of my life. This wasn't part of the plan. What is this, God? I'm making less money now. Than I was making before achieving this degree. What is this? I didn't know that I would leave school to be Can we be honest? Because I don't like to half anything. If I'm sharing, I got to share all the way. All right? And this is one of the reasons why I say, lead me, God. Let me know what territories to go in and what territories to avoid. Speak through me. And so in speaking through me, I have to share all the truth. All right? And so all that truth is relating to that first job that I had after going to school was at a homeless shelter. I was working with people at a homeless shelter. People that were there with dual diagnosis in relation to some form of mental illness and some form of drug addiction. Many of whom which also had serious medical diagnosis. Can I be honest with you and say that was never my goal? No, can I be real with you? Because, see, some of us, when we go to school, we think we're going to go and graduate, and then our job is going to be, the experience is going to be in the office or at on a comfy sofa, or, it's the glamorous life, right? It's usually not one that you're going to be working, helping, and assisting those, a lot of whom have been rejected by society. But God wanted me there. He wanted to add more humility to me, because I've never been homeless. I've never been needy. He wanted me to see the lives of those in those conditions. He wanted me to understand that you can be up top and you can fall down. See, some of these people used to be lawyers. Some of them used to be accountants, professionals. And he knew eventually the wisdom I gained, the humility, I was going to say the humility I gained. And I said, humiliation. Yes. He knew the humiliation that I was yet to experience. And I'm saying this with the help of God, because it's not easy for me to say. Sometimes in the same life, we experience opposite extremes. At the time when I was working with these people, I considered myself to be one that enjoyed helping others, one that had the education that I needed to strategize a plan to better people's lives. But that wasn't the whole story. God knew that one day help me, God. I know you can give me strength. I know you can make me brave. I know we all will receive healing. I committed myself to be a vessel, and I will speak my truth, and I will stand on it. Because what matters is that you know who I am, and I am who you say I am. God knew that eventually I would experience more than one crisis in life that would lead me into experiencing severe depression. Confirmation. I know you hear God. Severe depression. He wanted me to help those who had depression, so I would know how to help myself when I eventually had severe depression. So although I went to school and I had a degree and I had experience working with them, those of you that worked in helping careers are aware that from time to time there are moments of training that are added on to what you've already learned in school. So even as you work with such populations, during those trainings, you learn new skills, you gain more information, you are more equipped to help and to give hope. So I've had opportunity after opportunity to gain insight and learn the latest techniques in relation to wellness and the varieties available out there. And so I know that I already have a well that will never run dry. And I already know it just takes a decision. Do I want to get better or not? Because that will always be a choice. Do I want to get better or not? And so I made a choice to not only get better, but to help others get better. And I experienced the humility when having to admit to myself that I need help. I needed help because people mourn. People lose people. People will always lose people. But years were going by and I could not get over the loss of someone that was very dear to me. So I decided to go to support groups and listen in. I want to be honest with you. I didn't go to share. I didn't go to participate because I was still young in this journey that I'm on. So I still was experiencing anger towards self, that I found myself in that situation, having to go ask for help when I was the one helping this population. How did you find yourself here? And as funny as it sounds, I remember one of the first times that I went to this support group, I was thinking, how should I disguise myself? Suppose a coworker sees me here. You know, I'm a counselor. How am I going to get counseling? I'm the helper. How did I become the helpee? Right? It was a journey. It was a journey because I had to learn that it didn't matter what my profession was, because to begin with, my connection was being human like the next person. You see, everything happens for a reason. I thought I knew what my biggest fears were at that time, but clearly I didn't, because I've overcome so much more than those fears. And because I am here to assist you on your journey, I don't like to tell you half-truths. So I have to tell you with the good news and the challenging news. Some of those things that you think you fear the most, you will be experiencing them. And I'm not telling you this because I want to bring fear to you. I'm saying this because it's been my experience. I remember one of my fears in getting help for the depression I was dealing with due to grieving would be that I would run into someone that would know me on a professional level. Not only my peers, but I'm also speaking about the clients that I had. And would you believe that first day, you see, the devil has a way of trying to get you to give up. That first day when I went to that support group for depression, yes, would you believe I ran into a coworker? Not someone from the past. I mean, someone that was right in that season that was going to see me Monday morning. And fortunately, she didn't say anything and I didn't say anything, and life went on. You know, some things are better left unsaid. And what I like about that population, and I'm referring to our professional circles, is that there's a certain tact that is applied in our connections that makes things more tolerable for people that you regularly have to connect to. So fortunately, I'm not sure if she went behind my back, which is very possible, but the point is, we never discussed it any further, our encounter there. But that was so little from what I would be experiencing later down the line. I associated that experience with learning how to be more humble, right? And experiencing humility. Well, that was just the first lesson. The hardest lesson in that department was when I was connected to somebody that I once referred to as God just stopped me right now. I choose to be transparent with you. God just stopped me right now. Because what I was going to say was someone that I used to call family. And that is because I thought that our connection would have been for keeps, right? And if not for keeps, for a very long time, right? But it didn't happen that way because I was betrayed. I was betrayed because I was trusting enough to open up to this individual about my journey with depression, what I've been through, and the therapies I use to care for myself and how I am overcoming the odds and so forth, and was under the impression that I would have an ally in him. And later to find out he used some things that I told him in confidence in relation to my depression. He used those things to betray me because he went to friends and family like you would expect a child, not even all children at the age of 13, 14. Some of them are too mature to do that. But he applied some type of childish behavior in relation to my wellness, my emotional wellness, my mental health, my sense of stability and trust and so forth. He disregarded the connection that we shared and or lack thereof in his vision, and shared with others that not that I was suffering from depression, but he added on to it, right? Added some spice, pizzazz, made it more juicy, and was spreading rumors that I was crazy, that I was literally crazy around the community, with friends, family, people that I've never met before and most likely never will. Yeah, I felt that was a big betrayal, and this is one of the reasons why I was going to say someone I thought was family. And I want to show you, those of you who say you hear God's voice, because a lot of us are in pretense and say, that's a confirmation. A lot of us are in pretense and say we hear God's voice. I'm going to prove to you that I hear God's voice. Because I was about to say someone I used to call family. And right as I opened my mouth to say that, God showed me a prayer, that confirmation that He brought to my attention before I started today's episode. And I believe that was a sense of redirection. You see, even after someone betrays you, backstabs you, humiliates you, mocks you, laughs at you, abuses you, steals from you, in every sense of the word, even then, we have to release that. Part of releasing it is redirecting your thoughts, redirecting your words, redirecting your behavior. As I said before, I feel disconnected from this person, and this is why I said someone I used to call family, right? But God redirected me. And you are about to hear how God redirected me. He reminded me of a prayer that He brought to my attention before I started today's episode. And I would like to read the prayer to you. Just taking a deep breath. And another one. And another one. People, I have the prayer on a card. In my palm. I see the words, but I don't want to read the words out loud. But when God calls you, right? You have to commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. That was the title, right? So although I don't want to read this out loud, because I have my reasons, right? I feel if I read it, I will have to give explanation that I don't feel that I owe to anyone. I don't feel I owe this explanation to anyone. But again, when God calls you, I mean for real, we have to commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. And so I'm going to put my courageous armor on. And I'm going to lead in faith. Lead by faith. And in the faith that God's got me. God made us a family. And I'm told to share that this prayer is the connection that those that are fellow travelers share. That's something I mention before every episode. Welcome, my fellow travelers. God made us a family. We need one another. We love one another. We forgive one another. We work together. We play together. Together, we learn God's word. Together, we grow in God. Together, we love all people. Together, we serve our God. Together, we hope for heaven. These are our hopes. Help us obtain them. Amen. Now, the explanation that I must give in association to this prayer is this prayer is the fellow traveler's prayer. That's not the title of this prayer. It has another title. But God's put it on my heart that is also the fellow traveler's prayer, because I associate to you by identifying with you as a fellow traveler, because I was named by God. And I associate to you as a fellow traveler because I was named Grace on a Journey. That's the significance in the connection. My hesitation in reading the prayer is, as I was reading it, I said, I'm following instruction. But I also share in truth. And I'm reading, God made us a family. And I can connect to that by saying, okay, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So, in that sense, we can utilize the label of family. But then I went to the second line. We need one another. And then I said, God, now you know I don't need anybody that doesn't need me. I mean, I didn't say it word for word, but you know how you feel that emotion, like, yeah, I know I need myself. And I know I need those that love me and that I love. But I usually don't think twice about people that feel they don't need me. Right? But then God redirected me and gave me the understanding. Remember, life is a school. And on this journey, we are all taking a class. We all have lessons. And one of the lessons we've learned is that there are points in life when you are the teacher, and there are other points in life where your purpose is the student. Without the teacher, there are no students. Without the student, there is no teacher. And so this is how, implying we need one another, is the truth. We love one another. I said, God, I know I'm loved. The fact that I'm alive is because you love me. Because these people that you say are my family, these people that you said that I need are the same people are part of the same people, because not everyone tried to kill me, but there's a specific group that still follows me that did try to kill me on more than one occasion. And no, I'm not just speaking spiritually. I'm speaking physically. I'm speaking emotionally. I'm speaking financially. The list goes on. So when I read, we love one another, I said, God, now this is internal conversation, internal dialogue. How do we love one another? I know I'm over it, because I was never competing. I was never trying to pretend that I can do this and you can't. I was just in my lane, doing what you called me to do. But I am aware that these same people tried to sabotage me. I was going to say on more than one occasion, but the word I heard was endlessly. So how is it that you're saying we love one another? And God's reply that He's giving me is, you still have a passion for teaching. Because you love. He also said, they still have a passion for learning. Because they love listening. What does that mean? That means we can continue to lie to ourselves. We can continue to say, I hate Grace on a Journey. She ain't. Sugar, honey, or iced tea. But the fact remains that if you're still listening, it's because you love listening. And I'm hearing you love listening because I am from God. God speaks. through me. And I lead you to more of God. I'm told to repeat that. I am from God. God speaks through me. And I lead you to more of God. And so, even we want to hesitate, if we want to hesitate when God tells us, make that right turn, make that left turn, make that U-turn, it will serve us to trust. As we learned earlier in the episode, we need to trust before we can commit the journey that we are about to embark on to God. You see how it all connects? You see how it's perfect sense? We forgive one another. I'm hearing journey again. On this journey we call life. We go to school to take classes. Because we're here to learn, pass our lessons in hopes for promotion. Because if we fail, we remain stagnant. And receive demotion. I can share a world of information regarding these lessons and why we are here. But I'm told I can only do that in the manner that is general with our fellow travelers, or individual. With those that are on a mission a personal mission. In the area of soul retrieval. We all have different needs. And so you should only connect if God is leading you to do so. We forgive one another. The first part of that journey is learning to forgive ourselves. Self-forgiveness. During the process of learning to forgive yourself, you get to see your true identity. And once that is revealed to you, you begin to see yourself in others. And once you've succeeded that lesson, you begin to confirmation. You begin to be open to forgive others. And then once you've succeeded that lesson, you forgive others. You may not have committed the same atrocities, because that is the word coming to me. But in some sense or another, we are all experiencing a sense of parallel reality. Some of you have betrayed another. But then some of you have betrayed yourself. Which one is better? Some of you had lied to another. And others of you have lied to yourself. Which one is better? There's a proverb that says, the most beautiful lie is uglier than the ugliest truth. Sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. Sometimes we believe in another person's lie to us. You'll never achieve this. Or whatever curse that they put on you. Or if you leave me, even though you're unhappy, you'll experience more of a loss. If you leave the devil that you know for the angel that you don't know. See, some of us believe those lies. Some of us got on that bandwagon when someone once lied to us and said, I just want to be there for you. Because people in this world are so mean. And I don't want them hurting you. Meanwhile, we were hearing it from the devil that we knew. Not making space for the angel that we didn't know. That, in a sense, is betrayal. Whether you betray another or you betray yourself, the word in common is betrayal. So again, the reason why we are called to forgive ourselves first is because after we forgive ourselves, we begin to see ourselves the way God sees us. We begin to love ourselves the way God loves us. We begin to uncover all the variety of options to nurture ourselves as what God affords us. No one said that this path was easy. I find it more difficult than the one I was on. But I also find more peace, more clarity, more wisdom, more truth, more guidance, and above all else, more love. I have to relay some things to you that I don't believe is the best of news. But again, the most beautiful lie is uglier than the ugliest truth. So it's better I am transparent with you about this path that you're about to embark on, rather than give you illusions that will keep you stagnant. While you remain stuck on them. The truth is, there will always be people in opposition that group together. That's the truth, people. Some of you have been praying, God, help people to see me for me. Help them to stop believing in the lies. Help them to see I come with no harm. But the truth is, there will always be those who feel you're bringing harm. They're allowed. Because as you overcome them, you're on to the next lesson. Remember, you're here because you chose to go to school. And you signed up for the class. And they are part of the lesson. Remember problem solving in math? Life. I said laughers. So we need to add more laughter in our lives. Bingo, that was laughter. But life is I'm processing something because I know what I want to say, but I can't believe what I want to say. You see, there are different categories in relation to math. And some of them are not my favorite. But problem solving is one of my strengths. So hearing myself say, math. Is fundamentally the story of life. Amazes me. I've always been one to say that's not my favorite subject. But to study life, to discover ways, to find solutions, and to ascend, are my most favorite things to do. Parts of my most favorite things to do. Sometimes I have to pause because I'm trying to figure out I know what I wanted to say and I said what I wanted to say, but once in a while, as I channel, I notice sometimes things just come out, and so I need a pause to rewind and say what was trying to come out. Like just now, something was just trying to come out when I was saying favorite. It'll come to me if it's meant to be released. But that's one of the most humorous things about channeling is how some things just come out. You see, you hear things and you share things, but some things just are blurted out. And sometimes that's because of the amount of information that is being released is sometimes very condensed. And as human beings, it's not always easy to keep up. And this is why this is not one of the things that you can fake it until you make it. God is separating the originals from the copies. The originals will have his signature. The copies don't have a seal. And that seal is very expensive. That type of sacrifice is called self-sacrifice. Not neighbor sacrifice. Or family sacrifice. or enemy sacrifice, but self-sacrifice is the cost of that seal. It's doing what you're called to do with divine order. That is what the sacrifice entails. It is doing what you're called to do with your hesitation of doing. That is what the self-sacrifice entails. It is letting go of people, places, things, energies, dreams, desires, fantasies, etc. that are no longer in alignment with your higher self. Together, we learn God's word. Together, we love all people. That starts with understanding it, then being open to it, then being willing to it, then exercising it, and that word trust again. That word trust. Trusting God with it. Together we serve our God. Okay? We stand where He calls us to stand. We say what He wants us to say. We see what He wants us to see. We hear, we help, we love, we understand. Again, that word comes again. We trust. Together we hope for heaven. What is heaven to you? Some people refer to heaven as God's goodness. Others refer to heaven as confirmation, materialistic manifestation. Some people refer to heaven as power. Others money. Others fame. But the heaven I strive for, my heaven is being in alignment with God. There is no greater peace. Can I tell you the truth? There is no greater power. There is no greater love. All that I need in surplus. And more in bonus. These are our hopes. God help us to obtain them. And all this came from obedience. I hesitated. God, do I really have to read this prayer? Do I really have to say that God made us family? We need one another. We love one another. We forgive one another. God, do we really have to hear we work together? We play together. God, I'm hearing pay attention to the journey. Confirmation. When you trust Him, you follow Him. The outcome is more fruitful when you follow Him. Had I decided to disregard what I was asked to do, the healing that detailed understanding of that prayer offered us would not have been made available to us. Yet again, our transformation would have been withheld from us. And we cannot afford to miss any more transformation. We are having this human experience in this season. And so we need to manage our time wisely. When you follow the leader, you get it right the first time. But when you insist, no, I have to do it my way, you insist the trial and error, which is a choice. The message I'm receiving for you now is there is a divine inheritance and support leading to fulfillment that's available to you. But you have to Be in the awareness with what karmic conditions that your human experience is resonating with right now. You need to be awakened to what karmic conditions I'm going to continue with sharing what has been revealed to me. But immediately afterward, I need to share some good news that I received while sharing this message that certifies that we are on track with alignment. I was stating that we need to discover the karmic conditions that resonate with a lower frequency. Because once we can uncover them, we can clear them out. And we can begin to experience forward or progressive movement. In the path that is for our highest good. Free to be in the season of progression. Long as we let go of that which does not belong in our season. Release, and you shall receive. Now, those of you with short-term memory issues, that need a reminder on why you need to release so you can receive, what I mentioned earlier. Is that divine inheritance, that prayer requests, that support, that sacred fulfillment, is what you will receive. I'm also being guided to say your understanding of your inheritance may not be God's understanding. Remember, we are being redirected to focus on our needs rather than our wants. Reason being, we are on task. This is not a free-for-all. The goal is completing our task successfully. In doing so, we need the tools necessary to achieve these goals. And so our priorities align with our needs. Those wants that you want, are the rewards. When they benefit you and others. I know a lot of us are used to how the fantasy was portrayed to us. Those sermons we've heard several times before. Ask and you shall receive. Ask and the first thought of acts was millions of dollars, mansions, homes, power, popularity. And you see, you received the spices, but the food for the soul, the main entree, is part of the meal. It's not just the hot sauce or the garlic powder or whatever it is that you use. The main entree is part of the meal. And the main entree is the priority. That we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So although we like brand names, designer, flash, pizzazz, and so forth, those of you that do, because I'm quite aware that money doesn't faze everybody. We're all individuals. What makes me happy may not make you happy. What makes you happy may not make me happy. And that is what we're all being awakened to. That what drives you doesn't necessarily drive me. And what drives me doesn't necessarily drive you. And that, my dear, is God's truth. He uses what drives us. How does that connect to today's episode? Commit the journey that you are about to embark on to God. You see, that prayer request that you've been asking for, the one that you need, because we know now to separate our needs from our wants. The one that you need is associated with fulfilling that promise. You promised that you would learn these lessons upon experiencing your journey on earth. You promised that. You made that promise. You decided for yourself. You knew the lessons that you are responsible for. It's like those of you who have experience with higher learning. You know, in order to obtain this degree, these are the classes you need to take with this GPA. Upon taking them successfully, and at times a test that certifies you, you obtain that degree. That experience is parallel to your experience, your journey here on earth. You are here to take these classes and hopefully pass those tests to be afforded the promotions that you desire. I'm receiving a lot of downloads right now. Mainly what I'm receiving right now is the lessons that you have to learn are related to the prerequisites to committing the journey that you are about to embark on to God. And the test is successfully fulfilling that journey. So the lessons are the prerequisites, and the task itself is that major test. Will you succeed at life? We all have choices, right? Which leads me to believe you decide if you succeed. And one of the ugly truths, quote unquote, is this would require for you to align to that task that you're running away from. You know what it is. I don't. But you, in your hearts of hearts, you know what you are running away from. What is that calling that you're running away from? What is that change that you're hesitating to make, that you're running away from? What is that addiction that you are refusing to release? Refusing to overcome, refusing to beat, that you're running away from. There's something you're running away from. I'm hearing those of you that are still in a deeper state of illusion and sincerely believe that you don't know what it is. Go into prayer about it. Ask God, can you help me to see what I'm running away from? Because soon as I am able to discover or rediscover whatever it is, that is when I will be able to commit the journey that I am about to embark on to you. See, God, I know you're the truth. I know you have all the answers. I know with you, it's always win-win. And so I need you to open my eyes for me. Clear out my ears for me. Alert my mind for me. Because I know that at that point of alignment, I'll be able to receive and clear away all the karmic issues that are still resonating to my lower self. And as I was saying lower, I said liar. So some of you, your issues is lying. Isn't that deep? Some of you, your issue is lying. That is a karmic issue. That is one of the reasons why you are stuck. Either you are lying to yourself, or you're lying to others, or you're lying to everybody, including God. I'm a change God. This is the last time I'm going to do it. I'm never going to do it again. 15 minutes later, okay, God, I'm just going to do it this one more time. It's not going to happen. I'm going to, straighten things out so I won't get into this anymore. It's a trap. It's because, this happened, this excuse and that excuse, and this is why it's happening again. I have a good heart. I really want to. It's just that, okay, those lies that we tell ourselves. When we leave the doctor's appointment, okay, I'm not going to have salt anymore because I want to keep my blood pressure down. Or I'm not going to have too much sugar anymore because that I'll be able to manage my glucose levels. I'm not going to miss a day of exercise because that will assist me with my weight loss journey. Where are you lying to yourself? What are you lying to yourself about? When are you lying to yourself? How are you lying to yourself? I'm hearing because it begins with you. In association to others, they're just accountability, but it begins with you. All right? And I want to clearly have you understand. As I teach you, I teach me. As you get real with yourself, I get real with me. I'm not here to knock you down. I'm here to remind you that you can. I'm here to remind you that it's a choice. I'm here to inform you that God's love is so expansive that it can fuel that willpower that you need to achieve. That God can protect you, that God can give you longevity, long life. He can protect you from these infirmities that you would be in danger of if you don't get your health in check. To avoid that stroke. When you had options, you had choices. You could meditate. You could go to counseling. You could take your medication. You could. You could take a walk. You could. You could learn how to laugh more. You could learn how to dance. You could learn how to sing. You could learn how to paint. You could invite positivity into your life. You need to release I can't. You need to embrace all that you could. As you embrace all that you could, you increase your energy and manifestation abilities. You see how it connects? It seems as if that's the theme here. Connection. As you recognize this connection and you commit to effort, you attract manifestation and you experience the transition. Your choices trigger your belief system. Because as you choose, you continue to do the next right thing and the next right thing and the next right thing, you increase in power. And so does your belief in your manifestation. I am so glad that I was reminded about the lesson, the message that I received earlier, that I said I would be sharing with you later on in the episode. And that message was a confirmation that you are releasing old lessons and karma at this time. Did you hear what I said? Because if you heard me, you'd be smiling right now. If you heard me, you'd be encouraged right now. If you heard me, some of you would be experiencing tears of joy right now. We are receiving confirmation that you are releasing old lessons and karma at this time. Now, if you listen to this entire podcast episode just for that word of encouragement, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it to me. A confirmation that I am in alignment of releasing old lessons and karma at this. This means I've been promoted. Once again, we're being reminded to choose to move beyond drama and the drama of others. This is the time for us to create and curate our own path. Make room for positive energy and positive experiences. That's wonderful. Now, what just came to mind was a point that was made in the previous episode regarding a message I received on repeat, which was clear, delete, release, retreat. Clear, delete, release, retreat. Clear, delete, release, retreat. And that is in association. Wow. That's in association with these lessons, these old lessons. And karma in association to them. You see, as you clear the slate, and you delete what no longer serves you, no longer in alignment with your highest good, you clear, you delete, you release, and you retreat from drama and drama of others. You make room to receive your divine inheritance. It's connecting here. Your divine inheritance which is sacred fulfillment. Achieving the task that you were sent on a quest to arrive to. Yes. It's a beautiful journey once you decide. Now, I could go on, but I am being guided to share 2 revelations that were given to me recently. One being that some of you have a hole in your heart. And the other revelation that was given to me is I am guiding you on how to scrub and remove the stains that are in the way of progression in your life. And when I asked for clarification, I said, help me to understand why I am seeing this and why I am understanding it in this way. Give me more clarity. Give me more understanding, in-depth understanding. And the information that was released to me, that is why we are not only fellow travelers, but we are fellow travelers that are also family. Because through my experiences, from my journey, the ups and the downs, the surprises and the mysteries, from the experiences of healing, God has provided me with messages that are assisting you on your journey. He helped me to see okay. Even as we connect, there are times I need to talk to God. And I need God to tell me what direction He wants me to take. Because as I was sharing with you the experiences I had with God when I received these revelations, I was actually seeing them again in my mind's eye. And I said, is that because you want me to share that experience? And one of these experiences, because they were confirmed more than once, but one of the revelations that I had was basically being in the hospital. And I was walking around the floor and I could see people laying down on their bed. And receiving treatment. And I remember being brought to a conference room and in some way being briefed that this person has this diagnosis, and this one has this diagnosis, and that one has this diagnosis, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. And it being brought to my attention but we've been seeing improvement in this way, and in that way, and in this way, and in that way. And I remember walking in the halls again and peeking in the windows again with joy, the joy of God in my heart. Some of us, we will never meet, right? But God still enabled us to connect in some respect. That healing is yours. For the choosing. I know that God believes in you. You just need to believe in Him. And I know that I believe you can. You just have to believe that I'm here. All that's left is for you to believe and know. Victory is already yours once you decide to stand. Peace, love, joy, and so